Hi people, my name is back here again as always and as usual. Yeah, I am going to do another astrological chart, but it's going to be slightly different. No geolocation chart this time. An interesting prospect that simply came to mind. I'm going to highlight the spiritual properties of money. Yes, you heard that correctly. So even people that don't like astrology, because I noticed that not a lot of people watch my geolocation charts. Of course, that's not the main reason for why I do it. I simply upload data I already had or interesting ideas for me personally and the majority of my followers. But it is obviously not unknown to me that majority of people don't really have a decent handle or vast handle on astrology, and that's the reason for the low view count. But like I said, it's not an issue to me. It's not even remotely a problem. I simply thought that I would do something differently this time. I know that the majority of people prefer spirit videos and stuff like that, but again, I simply want to do something differently. So again, this simply seemed like a metaphorically fun idea. Ironically, it's serious at the same time, obviously. So yeah, let's dive right into it. I'm going to explain it in layman's terms, the way I usually do. The spiritual properties of money. Okay, the 10th house in astrology represents money. And you see the black moon Lilith here, the regular moon, Juno, the asteroid, Venus, and part of fortune. All in Virgo, including the midheaven. Okay, you're seeing a heavy emphasis laid on Virgo because it simply stands for labor. Any person that knows that you want to make money, you need to earn it. You need to work hard for it, to say the least. That's why there is such a heavy emphasis on Virgo, because Virgo is the zodiac sign that rules and deals with work. So the planet Mercury by proxy, since Mercury rules Virgo. So yeah, and that's why you're seeing that. Now, the reason you're seeing both the black moon and the regular moon here, and both are weak because they function with difficulty in earth signs, especially Virgo. And honestly, pretty much every celestial body that I've named here does not function optimally, in the sense that it functions with difficulty. The reason for that, especially both moons, both the regular moon as well as the black moon Lilith, is because it's ridiculously hard to simply attain a great amount of wealth. In order to attain a great amount of wealth, you need to not only work exceptionally hard, but you need to be exceptional in the sense that very few people can do what you do statistically, because you don't deserve, if you do something that anyone can do, then you do not deserve an above average income. You want to be above average, then you need to be above average in source of income as well. You need to be exceptional. You can't expect, for example, to run an IT company, and there is no difference between you and any IT company anyone will come across. The whole point of a business that stands out is just that, to stand out, to essentially, or an employee, or whatever you do as a source of income, whether it's a job or you own your own business, whatever. You need to be so skilled. You either need to be so skilled and or you need to be so exceptionally good at what you do, or you need to do what you do in such an exceptional manner that it automatically leads to an above average level of income as a result and or consequence. That's also one of the things that that Virgo stands for, the zodiac sign Virgo. That's why you're seeing so many Virgos. Everything is in Virgo. Even in midheaven, everything is in Virgo. Like 6 celestial points are in Virgo. Because other than work, like I said, lots and lots and lots of work, back-breaking labor, metaphorically speaking, you need to also be devastatingly accurate, and you need to be discriminatory. You need to truly set yourself apart from the crowd if you want to stand out, and that includes economically. That is one of the main properties of money, or better said, through which money is attained. The reason you're also seeing the moon and Venus there, including the black moon Lilith being conjunct midheaven, simply stands for the fact that by default money, so wealth, is fluid in nature. It has an ebb and flow, or a high tide and low tide kind of affinity to it. Not kind of, it has an affinity to it. A water-based affinity, a strong water-based affinity. That's why you're seeing the moon there be quite strong.
You've got me.
Including Lilith, and it just goes on. Just ignore that. Both conjunct midheaven. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. The moon is, money. So wealth is fluid in nature. I repeat, money is fluid in nature. Of course, we're talking about things that are earned the righteous way. of course, for the sake of good context. But even if that's not the case and you do something like drug dealing or something illegal and or immoral, these basic principles still apply. By default, just like I said, you will have to set yourself apart from the rest on the job market or the employment market or the income market in order to make an exceptionally high amount of income or to earn such. And by default, like I said, I know this from years of experience, wealth and or money is fluid in nature. It is more prone to change than anything you can think of, spiritually speaking. I know this for years. I've known this for years because I've seen that. Where, for example, other workings were stable and consistent, money-based workings of mine, wealth-based workings, they were more prone to changing, whether it be for better or for worse. So, like I said, it's like the ocean or like any coastline, high tide and low tide and whatnot. It's very money is definitely within this context, this mentioned context, ruled by water. But again, it's not a black and white issue, like I said. The aligning zodiac sign is Virgo, and I'm going to show you guys the degrees. Lilith is 3 degrees in Virgo. I'll show you what 3 degrees stands for. Productive. See, productivity by default. There's a heavy emphasis laid on productivity. The reason it's represented by Lilith is because Lilith stands for hidden emotions, essentially. It stands for, at a base level, you need to work hard, but it's not, it's more of a hidden trait. No one really notices someone work hard unless the person specifically stands out. That's why it's Lilith. That's why it's it's a hidden aspect of making it big. Now, you've got midheaven 4 degrees in Virgo, stands for unimaginative. It simply stands for being serious, being straightforward and not making any jokes or anything like that, not pulling any bullcrap, nothing, being dead serious. That's also another default open trait that people that work hard, you need to have that. You need to be serious. If you're going to joke around or gag around on the job, then it increases the chances of you not getting anywhere, or specifically not becoming exceptional and the exceptional income that comes with it. The moon is 7 degrees in Virgo, stands for consideration. Again, the concept of being serious. The general description applicable to someone's natal chart, so a constellation they were born under or the constellation they were born under, applies again. Denotes one who is a serious-minded person, mathematically or politically inclined. Yeah, you need to be serious, but see, that's why it's the regular moon, just the plain moon, or quote-unquote just the plain moon. The moon stands for open emotions or open factors and conditions, whereas Lilith does the opposite, hidden factors and or conditions. So the moon simply says, you want to make it big financially, then you need to work hard and you need to be serious. Okay, both the moon and midheaven say that, and Lilith says you also need to work hard, but Lilith says it essentially in secret, as in, hey, you need to work hard, like whispering to you. And Juno does a similar thing. Juno is 8 degrees in Virgo, stands for versatility. It simply stands for someone that is versatile in nature. Now, Juno says the same thing, since Juno is a minor celestial body, similar to Lilith. Minor compared to the default classical 10 planets, or the classical 7 with the 3 additional modern planets, Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Juno also does some whispering, metaphorically speaking, and Juno says it would help if you were versatile. So it would help if you were versatile. Yeah, so you can get there faster if you by making it big. If you simply can do more than one thing, you don't just have one specialty, but you're a jack of all trades. It definitely helps, let alone if you're a specialist of multiple trades. Being versatile is definitely a good trait to have for getting ahead. Again, you can notice all of these things just in daily life. I've noticed all of these things in daily life honestly, since the beginning of my life, since I was born, or since I came on the job market, since I was an adult or became an adult. So yeah, nothing new to me. Not just as an occultist, but especially as an occultist, I've noticed these things. Simple example, if I could only, for example, do astrological readings, but I couldn't do spirit summonings or anything like that, I wouldn't nearly be where I am. That is an automatic given. And people that follow me, anyone watching this and knows me, it's a duh subject, honestly. Now, moving on to Venus. Venus is 28 degrees in Virgo. The 28 degrees stands for Scholar denotes a serious and profound students, much given to accuracy of detail. This sentence is more important, much given to accuracy of detail, or better said, applicable. Venus simply says you need to be accurate. Being accurate by default is difficult. That's why Venus is in a difficult zodiac sign. It functions with difficulty in Virgo, like I already said. But the specific detail indicates that, hey, boy, if you want, or a girl, if you want to make it big, you need to be devastatingly accurate. And most people already know how hard it is to be accurate, especially if you want to be accurate all the time. It's metaphorically speaking almost impossible, or at the very least improbable, to be accurate all the time. I mean, nothing is impossible, but that's why I said in a matter of speaking, metaphorically. It's highly improbable to be accurate all the time. You can strive towards that, but again, it takes a ridiculous amount of hard work. But that's also why Venus is next to the pot of fortune, separated only by, not even a degree, separated by 9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes. Okay, 28 degrees, 58 minutes to 29 degrees, and 7 minutes is 9 minutes. It's only 9 minutes removed from the pot of fortune. The fact alone that it's conjunct the pot of fortune simply stands for the fact that if you are capable of accomplishing that devastating level of accuracy, your level of success will be tremendous. Last but not least, the pot of fortune itself is 29 degrees in Virgo, and which stands for restriction, being restrained by factors, conditions, circumstances, you name it. And that simply means that the pot of fortune is saying that, you know, your success is conditional. The amount of success you accomplish depends on all the aforementioned factors. Everything that I said since the beginning, from Lilith going all the way up until the pot of fortune. So Lilith, midheaven, the moon, Juno, and Venus. But especially Venus, your level of accuracy, how accurate you are, how accurately good you are at what you do, how detail conscious you are, determines how successful you are. If you're detail conscious up to a considerable extent, then you can expect a considerable outcome in terms of above average level of money flowing into your life or income. And last but not least, the pot of fortune is it is also conjunct the 11th house, the house ruled by Aquarius. Let me see. 29,877. It is kind of a weak conjunction because it's off by 3 minutes. The conjunction, the orb reaches all the way until 8 degrees. In rare instances, 10 degrees is allowed, but the default 8 is just that. It's the default. It's the mandatory. It's the mandatory measure the mandatory measure or metric that is applicable and or applied. And yeah, the 11th house is ruled by 7 degrees in Libra and 10 minutes. It's ruled by Libra, 7 degrees and 10 minutes. The 11th house cusp. Now, it's still a conjunction, but it's a weak conjunction. It's slightly weak, only by 3 minutes. Now, we're going to see what that 7 degrees in Libra means. 7 degrees stands for unresolved. Unresolved denotes one who shifts from one point of view to another, easily swayed by the opinions of others. And that's essentially it. This simply says the same thing, but from a different vantage point that the pot of fortune is saying. Okay, the pot of fortune being conjunct the 11th house, ruled by 7 degrees and 10 minutes in Libra, simply stands for the fact that that this whole subject is changeable. Once again, it stands for the changeability of money and whatnot, and all the factors and conditions involved. That it all depends. But again, remember everything I simply said by default. The spiritual properties of money are of such a nature that money is water-based, elementally speaking, in nature, and it is prone to high levels of movement, but also discriminatory or selective levels of movement. By default, one needs to work hard, be versatile, be serious-minded, super serious-minded in their line of work or what they're trying to accomplish, which in this case would be wealth, like more money than the average person makes. So to be exceptional on the market or at a global level, societally speaking. And Venus says that you need to be accurate, like devastatingly accurate. And the pot of fortune simply says that level of accuracy, and primarily and secondarily all the aforementioned things that Lilith, midheaven, the moon and Juno convey and or display and or give away will determine your level of success. On a scale of 0 to 10, you reach a level of 6 out of 10, then you're going to make you're going to get success in the way of finances a 6 out of 10. And obviously that makes perfect sense. That's like 1 plus 1 equaling 2. It's the law of logic. And last but not least, the power of fortune being conjunct the 11th house, like I said, ruled by Libra, 7 degrees and 10 minutes, stands for all of the aforementioned, also being prone to changeability. So being prone to adaptability or balance or imbalance. That's why it's specifically Libra. Within this context, Libra stands for things can become imbalanced. All of a sudden, things take a turn for the worse, whether it be up to a very minor or major or very major extent or intermediary, you name it. So better said, very minor, minor, intermediary, major, very major extent, and also the other way around, that things can go tremendously well and things can be so perfectly balanced that you're just on fire. But again, anyone knows that becoming number one compared to staying number one arguably is easier. It's easy to become the champion, but to stay the champion, to remain the champion, to maintain your championship belt, metaphorically speaking, is a different thing altogether and arguably more difficult. So yeah, that's all. So stability is definitely an issue, but it still can be done if the aforementioned factors and conditions are met and taken at the very least taken into account. That's all, guys. Until next time, bye.